you need to be able to actually see what's on my screen to do the activity. So I'm going to give you like 30 seconds to make sure you're sitting around you. And then we'll go ahead. You've got to have, I'll give you just like 30 seconds. All right. Second, you are going to see an image of dots and groups from underneath the green tiles. All right, I'm going to move it. You're going to get 3 seconds to take a look at that drawing, and then you need to try to draw what you saw. All right, so you're going to get 3 seconds, and you need to try to remember and draw what you saw. So you get, again, 3 seconds. All right, so I'm going to tell you on your mark, I'm doing the one on the left. Your 3 seconds starts as soon as this gets all the way off the picture. And you're going to try to draw it on your whiteboard or on your paper. Here it is. 3, 2, 1, show. "30 seconds to try to draw what you saw. 30 seconds to try to draw what you saw on the picture. And then you will get to see it one more time for 3 seconds. All right, so I'm going to give you 30 seconds to start drawing what you think you saw. And then you will get to see it one more time for 3 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to lift the tile up again. I'm going to show you one more time. All right. And so your job this time is going to be to try to look at it again and finish that drawing. And then you're going to go back and you are going to try to write a multiplication equation that goes with that drawing. All right, so blank times blank equals blank. For 3 seconds. On your marks, get set. For 3 seconds. On your marks, get set. For 3 seconds. And cover back up. So you're going to try to finish drawing it and then write a multiplication equation to go with it. "30 more seconds to draw that and write a multiplication equation that goes with it." All right, and now I'm going to uncover it for all the way. And I would like somebody to share with us, raise your hand if you can share with us a multiplication equation that you wrote to go with that image. Jay, I saw your hand right away. What did you write down as a multiplication equation to go with it?
6 times 3 equals 18.
All right, and why did you write 6 times 3 equals 18?
Because there's 3 columns and each column has 6 in it. I add them all up and then it's 18.
So you saw it like this. Like that's one group right there of 6.
Yep.
One group of 6, like that.
Yeah.
One group of 6, and you did 6 times 3 equals 18. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody else. Did anybody else write something different besides 6 times 3 equals 18? Anybody else write something different? Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody has their hand up. Did anybody see it differently? Did anybody, instead of saying it as 3 groups of 6, did anybody see, whoops. Did anybody see that picture differently where you didn't see it? So everybody saw that. So everybody saw that exact same way. Everybody saw that with 3 groups of 6. Not one person in this classroom saw that any differently. Ania, go ahead. Thank you.
saw it this 3, and then 3, and then 3.
So like this right here?
Yes.
Okay. So did you get the same equation as Jay did at the bottom? Six times 3 equals 18. Did you agree with that, though? That's the right equation down here? Yes? I see the thumbs up. Yeah. Except instead of seeing 3 groups of 6, you saw 6 groups with 3 in it. Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, here's the next one. So clear your boards. If you're on paper, you can write below it. You're going to see another image. It's kind of similar, just like you did before. All right, so you're going to see it for 3 seconds, and all you're going to do. All right, so you're going to see it for 3 seconds, and all you're going to do is try. So here it goes. 1, 2, 3. Here it is. And I'm covering it back up. All right, you got 30 seconds to try to remember what you saw and draw that. Ten more seconds, so we're going to show it again. All right, here it comes again. You're going to have 3 seconds. Now I'm going to cover back up. And cover it up. So this time, remember, you're going to try to finish the drawing, and then you are going to write a multiplication equation that you think goes with what you drew. So finish that drawing and then write a multiplication equation that goes with what you drew. You got, we'll give you a little bit longer because this one's a longer, 1 minute. All righty, I'm going to go ahead and uncover it. Somebody besides Jay and Ania, I need you to be a brave soul and tell us, what is a multiplication equation you wrote down? Clay, what did you write?
8 times 3. Oh, sorry, I meant 6 times 3.
All right, and can you tell us, I know it's a little bit harder to do it on over thing, but how did you see your groups? Where did you see your groups of 6? Or your groups of 3, however you saw it?
I didn't see groups of 3. I saw rows. I saw
Okay.
3 rows.
Okay.
With 3.
3 rows.
With 6 in each.
So not rows. Are you? I'm going to circle what I think you called a group, and you tell me if I'm right. Did you see it like that's one group right there of 6?
Yes.
Okay. So that's a group of 6, and that's a group of 6. So you got 6 in a group times 3 groups equals 18. Okay. Did anybody see it differently or write down something different from what Clay did? Because I think there's a lot more options on this one. Somebody, Cynthia, what did you write down?
3 times 6.
All right. And why did you write that down?
It's still 3 columns.
So you looked at it like this is a column with 6 in it. This is a column with 6. And this is a column with 6. Very good. All right. Anybody else see it differently than Cynthia and Clay? Anybody that I've not heard from who saw it differently? Kayla, what did you see? Make sure you unmute yourself, Kayla.
I saw
You got frozen there. We'll come back to Kayla. And Derek, what did you see?
2 times 9.
2 times 9. So can you tell us what you saw? How did you get 2 times 9?
I got 2 times 9.
I said I got
9. I counted both 9s, and then it came up to 18.
Okay. So Kayla, you said you got 9 times 2? No. What did you say, Kayla? Sorry, you guys were talking at the same time.
6 times 3.
6 times 3. And how did you see? Did you look at it as rows? Derek. So Kayla got 6 times 3 because she said there's a row of 3. So Kayla got 6 times 3 because she said there's a row of 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there was Kayla's. And now I'm going to go to Derek's. Derek, you saw it the way I did. Hang on, I got to find my eraser. So Derek said he saw it like this. There's one group of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So actually this was Derek who said that, not Kayla. Kayla got 6 times 3. Sorry, that was Derek. All right, but so just so we can see how our eyes see things differently and we can group items differently, even when it's the same number, right? So we're going to focus on some of these more of these quick image activities in 10-minute math the next few weeks. I like these activities. I think they make you think a little bit. And you get started thinking a lot better to start the beginning of math. So thank you guys for doing that. We're going to move on, and I'm going to let Miss White will take over with sharing our goal today.
All right, can I have someone volunteer to read our goal out loud? Someone who I have not heard from. Corbin, go for it. You're leaving. Where I thought you had your hand up. He's gone. Michael.
Identifying a number as either a prime or constant numbers, and being able to find the factors of that number.
Yeah, that word that starts with a C is composite. So we're talking about prime and composite numbers. So we're going to learn some tips and tricks for figuring out if a number is prime or composite. It will be either or. It cannot be both. And so just finding out if it has 2 factors or more and finding them for larger digit numbers as well.
So when we look at prime and composite numbers, there are a couple different ways we identify them, all right? And so a prime number is a number that only has 2 factors. Can somebody remind me, what are factors? Denise, what are factors? Somebody else then, maybe. Guadalupe, what are factors?
Math equations.
Kind of, they're part of a multiplication equation. What part of the multiplication equation are factors, Ania?
One.
What? What are factors in general? What are factors? Can't hear you. We're having some trouble with the audio today and with people getting unmuted. Alex J, what are factors? Guys, we've talked about this a lot. I should have everybody in this classroom raising their hand right now. Alex J, what are factors, dude?
Factors are
1.
Well, no, one is not. Well, one can be a factor, yes, but we have talked about what does the word factor mean? When we say numbers are factors, what are they? I'm actually kind of getting worried right now that nobody can tell me this. I'm hitting panic meter a little bit because we've talked about this, like we reviewed this word like 4 times last week. Jay, what are factors?
Factors are like a digit, like 24 has 2 factors, 2 and 4, but they mean different things.
We're on the right track. 6 and 4 are factors for the product 24. The factors, y'all, are the numbers you multiply together to get a product. All right? So I want everybody, even though you're muted, I want to see your lips moving. I want you to repeat after me. Factors are, hold on, there's people not doing it. I'm going to make my screen bigger so I can see everybody. Factors are, thank you, Clay and Jay, numbers you multiply together.
Multiply together
Thank you. To get a product.
to get a product.
Thank you. And I'm going to say the whole sentence one more time, and you guys say it all at one time. Factors are numbers you multiply together to get a product. Thank you. All right. So when we're talking about prime and composite numbers, prime numbers only have 2 factors. That number itself and 1, meaning the only 2 numbers you can multiply together to get a prime number are those numbers. So for example, 7 is a prime number. So the only way you can get to 7 is 7 times 1. There's no other things you can multiply together to get 7. So 7 is prime. Composite numbers have more than 2 factors. That means we can multiply other numbers together to get them. So an example would be 8, right? We can do 1 times 8, or we can do 2 times 4. Another example would be 9. We can do 1 times 9, or we can also do 3 times 3. So prime numbers only have 2 factors, 1 and the number itself. Composite numbers have more than 2 factors. There's more ways we can multiply to find that number. So today you're going to be asked a lot, is a number prime or composite? And then how do you know, can you find the other factors? So let's look at the number 16, for example, all right? So we would have to figure out what are the factors. Does it have more than just 1 factor, 2 factors, the number in itself, to figure out whether or not it's prime or composite? So when we think about the number 16, there's a lot of different things we can do to figure out all the factors of a number. One of them was what we did last week. What did we make last week? Raise your hand if you can tell me. What were some things we made last week to help us find the factors of numbers? You guys drew them, a lot of different things. They came in rows. What were the things you drew last week to help you figure out factors for numbers? Jay, what did you guys draw?
Arrays.
Arrays, right? So I could make arrays for 16. I'm going to go ahead and start out by saying there's 2 ways you can kind of identify factors. One way I like to do it is a T-chart where you put all the factors on one side. We know 1 times 16 is factors. The other way you can do it is rainbow, right? Where we know 1 times 16 works for 16. So you can make arrays. You can also think about what are some other math facts I already know for this number, because some of you guys might know math facts off the top of your head, and that can also help you decide if a number is prime or not. So does anybody know another math fact that gets 16, multiplication fact that gets 16 off just because you know the math fact? Blank times blank equals 16. Cynthia, I saw your hand up. Do you know one?
I lost my word.
That's okay. Clay, you have the hand raised button up. You can go ahead and share one.
2 times 8.
So 2 times 8. So we know 2 times 8 equals 16. Now I'll give you a clue. There is one more. There is one more factor for 16. Does anybody know one more blank times blank equals 16? And the numbers have to be between 2 and 8. You can see it on our rainbows. Jay, I appreciate you raising your hand, but we've heard from you a lot today. Corbin, what do you know? What's another blank times blank?
4 and
You're right. 4 times what? So here, this goes to our arrays. So watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to keep making that row of 4 until 16. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we had how many rows of 4? We had 4 in each row, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So what times what?
4.
4 times 4. So is 16 a prime number or a composite number? Here's what I want you to do. If you think, in just a second, it's a prime number, you are going to hold up a thumbs up. It's prime. Yes, it's prime. If you think it's composite, you're going to do thumb down for composite. So prime or composite, what do you think for 16? On your mark, get set, go. Denise, you're giving me a thumbs down. How do we know that 16 is composite and not a prime number? Yeah, unmute yourself, bro. There you go.
It's that because it's like a 16 and it's like it's
Think about the number of factors. Remember, a prime number only has 2 factors. 1 in itself. Do we have more than 2 factors in the number 16?
no.
We only have 2 factors for 16? We've got 1, we've got 16, we've got 2, we've got 8, and we've got 4. Is that more than 2 factors?
Yes.
Yes, right? So because there's more than 2 factors, we know that that number has to be composite. All right? So 16.
Here's a boys. I'm sorry to interrupt. This is something that I learned, and tomorrow it's going to be your vocabulary, one of your vocabulary words. So think about the word prime, and if you make prime the I into a 1, prime is 1 and me, right? See how it's, you could spell prime with 1 and me. So that's a hint to remind you. It's like a little mnemonic, we call them mnemonic devices. It's like a little way to remember that prime number is only you could turn that I into a number 1 and me. Also, if you guys look at Mr. Hoffman's T chart, where it shows 1, 16, 2, 8, 4, 4, I want you guys to notice what's happening to the numbers on the left column. Are they getting bigger or smaller? Anybody? Cynthia.
Smaller.
The ones in the left column. Are they getting bigger or smaller?
This column right here. Sorry, I'm going to, just so we're clear on the left. We're talking about these numbers right here. As it goes down, are we getting bigger or smaller?
Smaller.
1, 2, and 4. Are those numbers getting higher or are they getting lower? The ones that Mr. Hoffman just circled. Everybody show me with your fingers. Are they going up or are they going down? They're going up. Look at the other column with the 16, 8, and 4. Are they going up or are they going down?
Down.
They are going down. If you notice, they meet at this 4 and 4. Your right column, the numbers that are going down can't have smaller numbers than the numbers on your left column. So as the left one goes up, as the left numbers get bigger, the numbers on the right get smaller. And because of that, you know that the 4 and 4, you don't keep going. So you try to get it for them to match. Does that make any sense, Mr. Hoffman?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay.
I apologize.
Appreciate it. Another little tip, you guys, is that anytime you have an even number, So that means a number where the ones place. So in this number, this is the ones place, right? Anytime the ones place is a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, that means the number is an even number. That means you can multiply something times 2. So anytime you have an even number, it's going to be composite because you have to be able to do something times 2 equals that number. You have to be able to do 2 times something to find 16, right? So anytime it's even, it's composite. Now, we're going to go to the next page here in a second, but I need this group to wake up. I need people to sit up straight and face their cameras. I have people who I can see like their TVs in the background or windows, and I need people to start participating, y'all, because I've got the same 4 or 5 people talking, and I have no idea who knows what and who needs help with what because we're all just sitting and staring. All right? So I'm going to be calling on people randomly on this next one, and you better be ready because we will sit and wait for you to participate, even if the lesson is 45 minutes. 42. See, these are the kind of problems you're going to have on your assignment today. All right? Is 42 a prime or composite number, and how do we know? Well, let's look at that trick I just did. Look at the ones place. Is the ones place, Mary Lay, is the ones place in this number a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8? The ones place right here. Is it a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8? Just yes or no.
I think it's yes.
Yes, thank you. It is a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. If the ones place is a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, what does that mean about this number, Alex J? What kind of number is it?
It's
We just said that if the number is a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 in the ones place, that means the number is what kind of number?
it's prime.
Nope. I'm going to go back. We talked about it. An even number. If the ones place is a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, that means it's even. So 42 is an even number. So what does that tell us about whether or not 42 is prime or composite? Ania.
It tells us that because if there's a 0 or a 1 or a 2 or 4, it's a composite number.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Say it one more time because you kind of cut out.
If the ones place is a 2 or a 1 or a 4, it is a composite number.
Composite.
Composite.
Composite. And it's not a 1, a 0, 2,
A 0, yeah.
4, 6, or 8. That means this number is even, and all even numbers are composite because we can do 2 times something. So we would say composite because it is an even number. Now, I'm also going to list some factors for practice. We know 1 times 42 are factors in 42. We also should know that if we multiply it by 2, because it's an even number, we're going to cut 42 in half. CJ, what is half of 42? Or CJ, MIA. I thought he was on here. CJ might be gone. He is. Okay. What's half of 42? Does anybody know half of 42? Y'all can sit and stare all you want. What's half of 42? I'll wait until somebody has brave enough to raise their hand and tell me that. Besides Ania and Corbin and Jay, because they've already done a bunch. Cynthia, what's half of 42?
21.
Very good, 21. So we can do 2 times 21. Thank you. So then we got to go, let's see if there's anything else. I know that it's not divisible by 3 or 4. I do know a math fact with 6 times something is 42. So we're going to do that. We're going to make groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And all the way till I get to 42. It's a pain, but it's worth it. Although I don't have very much room on here. So I'm at 42, and now I'm going to count my rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. So that means what times what equals 42? If I have 6 in a row and I have 7 rows. 6 in a row and 7 rows. So what times what equals 42? Michael, I see your hand up. Thank you.
7 times 6.
Yep, 6 times 7. So those are my factors for 42. Now I'm going to go down to 13. I'm going to see, is it prime or is it composite? All right. So I know on my factor T-chart that 1 times 13 is 13. Can I do 2 times something equals 13? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 12. And I have 1 left over. If those groups are not even, 2 times 6 doesn't work. So then I have to go to 3 times 4 because I have to go down. So I can try it again. So 2 times 6 didn't work, or 2 doesn't work. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Are those even rows? No. So that didn't work either. So 3 doesn't work, and that means I know 4 doesn't work either. Is it that number? Is 13 prime or composite? Ania.
It's
If I can only do 1 times 13, is it prime or, if I can only do 1 times 13, is it prime or composite? Prime, very good, right? So I'm going to say 13 is prime because 1 and 13 are the only factors. All right, now I have some awesome news for everybody. Since you were on the lesson and the same 4 people were the ones who participated the whole time, every single person in this classroom is going to go to small groups today because we don't know who knows what. We don't know who actually understands this because we heard from the same people the entire lesson. So that, to me, that says a lot of us are still having some trouble and we need to go further with it. So we're going to go in 3 groups of 6 or 7 people, depending on who you're going with. And we're going to take time and we're going to go through the assignment together. So that also means everyone in this lesson should submit their math assignment today because we're all about to go do it with the teacher. All right, so sit tight.
Mr. Hoffman, do you want us to do it with them or do you want us to have them explain other ones instead? So that way they still have to do